Hello, love. The 𝕗𝕒𝕣𝕟𝕚 out. And give a full shuffle and find out who you are and what's going on in your energy. Do a few spreads. Most likely, we're going to use every card in this tarot deck to tell your experience. So stick around. Thank you for coming back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. But thank you for making me your favorite YouTuber and tarot reader. So thankful and grateful. Constantly hearing how, like, I'm the only thing you watch on YouTube, or I'm your favorite tarot reader and all that stuff. So grateful for all that. Any information you want to know about me is in the description box below. Okay, there's connections and all that stuff in there. Whatever you need to know. Let's see, what do we have coming in this experience? So subscribe. Sky Daddy, what you got? Okay, what's going on that needs to come out in the message at this time? Thank you. We're going to start off with, who are you? You are Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. Okay, you are a very fiercely independent person. You don't need anybody to approve you. You don't need somebody by your side. You don't need you're not one of those people that needs a social circle and an entourage always to be following you around. But 9 of Cups, okay, you're coming out as emotionally independent. I heard I'm every woman, baby. Okay, you're every woman. Let me see what else. The Chariot, Cancer, heavy emphasis on Cancer energy. You're overcoming difficulties and challenges, getting over things that have stopped you in the past. They're not stopping you no more. I saw a bulldozer. I just saw a bulldozer. My intuition. What's the opportunity? 6 of Cups. Blast from the past is the opportunity. Okay. Return to the past. Soulmate connections is the opportunity. Okay. Yeah. All right. Returning home. Revisiting childhood issues, reconnecting, making some sort of positive effect on the children's life because of the choices to move ahead that you're making. What are you standing on? The 8 of Wands. Love, baby. You got the arrows of love below you. So, you got love here flowing, and behind you, the Wheel of Fortune. Major change, major life change. Something that will not be no more. And that looks like that moment where you decided to bring that bulldozer in and uproot and remove anything that was in between you and your victory road, that you are on victory road with that Chariot right there. Yeah. Above you, the end. It's the end of a situation, okay? Because why? You're ready to move forward. You're ready to take the action. The Chariot also talks about getting in a car and going somewhere. Where are you going, baby? You're on your way somewhere. Where are you headed, okay? Because the 10 of Wands looks like you packed up all your stuff and it's time to go somewhere. Let me see what's up. Where are you headed? You're headed to Earth energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You're headed to a family environment. You're headed to everything. This is everything, okay? You feel like everything is going to be there when you get there. You feel like things are going to be so much better if I can just get there. Okay, I hear you. Okay, for some of you, this is overcoming childhood baggage that you've carried your whole life, and now you're going to be a lot more complete. There was this idea that you had in childhood baggage, like you have to do this, you have to do that, or you're not going to be acceptable, or you're not good enough. If you're not doing this and you're not doing that, you're not good enough, you're not acceptable, you're not worthy. There's some ideas there. Yeah, that shit is coming to a crashing halt because you're realizing like you really are good enough. You are enough. Say it with me. I am enough. Okay. That's the energy here. Let me see. What are you doing? 8 of Pentacles. You're busy at work, minding your business. You're paying attention to things that are repeating in your life. Why is that important? Because if it's been repeating, there's something there that you missed. It won't change until you catch it. Okay. Yeah, so you're putting in dedicated effort. You're putting in time. You've invested in something, so you're continuing to build it up. Okay. This could be addressing an issue from when you were 8 years old. I hear that. Yeah. In your environment, the Knight of Pentacles is here. And so what I feel like is this is the lesson that keeps on repeating and showing up. Like you keep seeing this. You're starting to pay attention to things that have continued to replay itself in your life since you were a child, related to family members. You're taking a different course of action so that you can bring change here. But there's some hurt that goes along with this. There's some sort of disappointment, some sort of pain there with the 3 of Swords and your feelings. There is some disappointment and some sort of hurt because there's realizations. You know, somebody here, you didn't realize whose fault what was until now. But now that you realize, like, that fucking hurts a little bit to realize, like, did this happen? Somebody here, this is This is like where your family protected you from the truth of what really happened way back then, because they didn't want you to have no judgments or ideas about this person that you love so much. But now the truth has come out, and now you know all the dirt, and now you know why that really happened and what they really did. And that's a cold pill to swallow, because you never imagined, you never could have imagined in your mind that this person could have done such a thing, but they did. And now you know about it. Okay. And then on top of that, you got to deal with the family that you kept these secrets, that have kept it from you. Okay. All this time ago, you didn't know. And so because you didn't know, part of it thought that whatever had happened back then was on your own. Like, you felt guilty about it. You felt shameful about it. You felt like it was your fault. You never really talked about it a lot because it hurt a lot. So, and you were embarrassed. You carried shame and guilt about something that was done in the past. But now that you realize this, what happens is, even though there's all this sadness and disappointment about the other one, that they were hiding the truth of what really happened, there's also this freedom of the guilt and the shame that you've been carrying all these years, thinking it was your fault that something went wrong, thinking it was your fault that that situation occurred the way it did. It was never your fault. This is like somebody got in a car accident and you thought that it was when you were a kid, and you know, somebody died in that car accident, and you were thinking this whole time it was because you was a little kid playing and screaming. So now your whole life you've been quiet. You're getting nervous about talking too much in the car. You got real quiet and subdued, because when that happened, you attached it to, it's my fault. I was playing. I was having too much fun. So you live a very like even keel life. You don't even try about the whole excitement is a turn off to you. Well, you're now realizing, like, dude, that person was sloppy drunk. You were too little to realize it, but they were actually sloppy drunk. And the one that died in the car, and so it wasn't your fault. It had nothing to do with you playing in the back. It had to do with the person that was drunk at the wheel. But they protected it from you because they didn't want you to be mad at the parent that's still living all these years. But now their information came out. The information came out. Now you know what really happened. And now you don't feel guilty about that anymore. And there's this realization, like, I've lived my whole life not being happy, making sure that I'm so quiet because I've been afraid, because I thought I took that person's life because it was my fault. You were carrying all this unnecessary shame and guilt, right? And now you can release that. But at the same time, it comes with the hurt of knowing, like, well, damn, that's what you did. You were that drunk, that belligerent. Okay, so there's this hurt there. There's a mixed bag of emotions here, of hurt and relief. And that can be very difficult to process. But this is something that is being consistent with you. I do feel like this person has carried some weight too, whoever that was actually responsible for whatever it was. They did give me that drunken car accident as an example. That is, if that's your literal experience, well, spirit is definitely here speaking to you. Okay, the Knight of Swords is the outcome. Now, here's what's going to happen in you. Here you go, addressing the pain, the disappointment, the shame and the guilt. This is all happening. This is all being revealed for you. You're ready to deal with it. Okay, I heard, because you're ready to deal with it. You have a choice on how you're going to respond with the Lover's energy. You do have a choice of how you're going to respond. For some of you, this is in regards to a father or a husband. Okay, a big emphasis on father energy. Okay, but you have a choice of how you're going to respond. You can go into anger and rage should you choose to, but at the same time, there's this understanding that, you know, this has been a long time ago. And the thing is, there's going to be that moment where the anger and the rage is real in you, with the 10 of Cups and the Devil card there. It's like the happiness can only come. The relief can, it's almost like you feel guilty for being relieved that it wasn't your fault. Like, oh my God, shame and guilt much. Okay. But then now it's the challenge is to not shift those feelings over to the other person at this point, because this happened a long time ago. There's literally nothing that anybody can do. Is this person still an alcoholic? Let me ask that question. 1, 2, 3. They're still drinking like that? 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, they are still drinking like that. So maybe, so that's interesting. Whoever this was, for example, so whatever that drinking like that caused the accident is, or was symbolic of in your life, yes, it's still going on. So whatever was that unhealthy behavior is still going on. So what do you have to be guilty about? Like, seriously, let me see. This repetitive cycle, is this what's the main thing that you need to see to break yourself out of this situation? Okay, the Empress. Oh, your mother. Okay, the Hierophant, who was an angel. Okay, your mother was an angel. Okay, and she is your angel. Three of Cups. So the father's alive, and the mother is the one that passed. The Three of Cups and the Ace of Wands. What they want you to see is your mother is your angel, and she loves you, and you are more empowered. And it's not just her; your whole feminine line is there blessing you. Okay, you have so much to be celebrating in your life right now, and that's what she really wants for you. Because this Three of Cups and this Ace of Wands is saying to me, celebrate your life. You don't need to be in mourning for the rest of your life and keeping yourself quiet and refraining from having too much fun, because nothing is not that was never the problem. So you're in your brain, you attached having fun, singing maybe, or playing, or just being a happy-go-lucky person, because you were a happy-go-lucky kid at the time that all this happened, right? To when you're happy-go-lucky and you're in your good vibes, that it causes problems somewhere else. That is a lie. That is a lie that you have adopted. That it's almost like you can't have a good time, you can't celebrate, and you can't have a good life unless something terrible is going to be taken. Something terrible is going to be happening as a result, as a consequence. And your mother is here saying, like, yeah, let that go. That doesn't serve you well. You don't have to hold on to this. It was never your fault in the first place. Okay. And you do have that support. Let me see this Eight of Wands where you're standing, bonus card with the Magician. Okay, so, it's time for you to move ahead. Oh, yeah. With the Four of Swords. It's time for you to move ahead with plans. It's like, okay, as you sit in this love and appreciation energy, you bring great opportunity, great power to yourself. Okay, the Fool and the Moon. So she's like, we don't, the energy is here saying, I don't want you to, mother here is saying, I don't want you to sit and keep yourself on the sidelines, keep yourself on hold, keep yourself on pause, like press play on fun in life. Mother is here saying, press play on fun in your life. Go ahead and enjoy your life. You have your whole life to look ahead of. You're not done living, but have you really begun yet? I heard, but have you really begun yet? Because you've been busy work. It's like all you do is work, but you're supposed to work hard and play harder. Okay. You're supposed to work hard and play harder. Make sure that, so there's this energy here. Like you could work and you could be quiet and you could be responsible and all that. But honey, if you're not enjoying your life, what was the point of life anyways? Like you're supposed to be enjoying your life. Let me see more. Yeah. You've been saying no, because you hold yourself to a higher standard. I hear you've been saying no, but you hold yourself to a higher standard. But it's because you have this false idea about fun, and there's this idea is like every time people have fun, it causes problems. So where the heck did you get that? Well, clearly from your childhood, yeah, from something in the past. I heard when you were 7 years old, you learned this. Yeah, because there was a death, and it was an unexpected death. There was an unexpected death when you were 7 years old. It gave you lessons. Okay. You don't like to talk about it. You don't like to talk about it because it's very upsetting for you, but it's time for you to let go on that. Yeah. You've been holding on to this, and it creates fear in your experience. It creates anxiety in your experience. Okay. And it's like, there's this ability to, it's like you got all the money, but you're doing nothing with it. You got all the time available, but you're not doing nothing with it because there's fear. There's fear here. Fear that if you somebody here, you could be what they call agoraphobic, the one that don't like to go out of their house. Yeah, you could be one of the people that don't even like to go out of the house. Somebody here got caught up this experience because I'm just hearing somebody's energy pop in. Ever since COVID, you don't really come out your house no more. Oh my God. Okay. So there's this idea like, dude, if you're living on a hamster's wheel, you're not really living. You're just like a machine, man. You didn't come here to be a machine. You came here to be a creative human, a creative person living life. Yeah. And it's like you've been in control of these fears for a long time, of these doubts. Well, it's time for healing. And get out there and confront life and understand that life is going to bring a lot of challenges. But it's time to stop allowing those things from stopping you to do life, okay, to do life, to have fun, to enjoy it. Yeah. Consequences and repercussions. This person has been paying, whoever this was that actually was at fault for whatever accident or whatever that accident symbolized in your life. They've been paying consequences and repercussions for that. Yes, they're still drinking. Yes, they're still doing the same shit that they were doing back then. They didn't really learn. Yeah, they didn't really learn. And it was kept out of your awareness. But here's the thing: you've been holding on to, well, we got to help him, we got to help them, we got to be there for them and support them. Yeah, but nothing has changed. So now all you're doing is enabling. So that's got to come to an end. Yeah, because this it's time for some new experiences. The past energy has lingered long enough. Yeah. And it's time for you to get in touch with your own heart, become more receptive. Life is meant to enjoy. Yeah. What do you have that you can enjoy? The whole freaking world. The question came to me, what do you have that you can enjoy? The whole world is accessible to you. Yeah. You're not like where you came from. But right now, it's like you're discovering where the lies and secrets have been held about some sorrows that have happened in your past. And it's going to be a challenge for you. It is a challenge. It's presenting a challenge to you right now to find your happiness, because you gave so much to the situation, because you do love. You do love. But you're starting to see this differently, because this one that you've been given so much help to support, you've been wanting to be their support, be their backbone, be their family, be there, be a good daughter, be a good son, whatever it is. Now you're finding out the truth of what had happened in the past. Okay, you still love them, but you're definitely seeing them differently, because how could they all keep this from you for so long? Yeah. The thing is, you spent a lot of time by yourself because of your lack of confidence in these situations. But one thing that's taught you is how to be calm. Okay, but then now it's time for you to get excited. It's time for you to get excited. Maybe you need to express that anger you've been holding on to. Okay. And part of this get excited and even expressing the anger is an act of self-love, because there's some true feelings there that you've been denying. Yeah. Somebody here, you don't want to give them, you don't want to share how you feel because you're afraid of how they're going to respond. But this feeling isn't going to go away. Okay. You have to say what's really going on. And you are going through a major change. You've changed. The way you are is not how you will ever be again. And there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. What you have here is you're very independent. Okay. You are very independent. You're very able to maneuver and move on this planet in a beautiful way. And what you want is you want more happiness. You want more joy. You want more fun and your lightheartedness in your life. And so what are you doing? You're taking this news out here with a grain of salt as best as you can. And how are you feeling? You're feeling like it's time for me to redirect my focus. So I even feel like you could have been taking care of this person, stressing and doting over somebody who could totally be your father. But now that you're realizing like the same shit, the same problems that you're dealing with are the same ones that led to this major accident in your past that was life altering and caused you to close off this expressive part of yourself, this joyful part of yourself, out of a feeling of shame, of guilt for something that you was literally not your fault, that came from your father's behavior. Okay. It's time for you to let that go and move on. And so you're talking about forgiveness. Okay. Forgiveness. You could be forgiving them for what they did. Okay. But you also feel like part of this for yourself is you got to remove yourself from the situation. I'm not going to be able to help you anymore. I'm not going to be able to do this no more. I'm not going to be able to do that no more. Because now you're realizing you have literally just enabled this person to continue down the same destructive path they were on that caused that major tragedy in your past. Yeah. And so here, boom, you're putting yourself in the first position. That's our last card out of the entire deck. So I want to thank you for joining me. Whose experience was this? My condolences if that was somebody you lost in your past. If that's your mama, she is your angel. She's in heaven, and she's in spirit, and she's all around you, and she never leaves your side, and she's fine, and she's healthy. And it was meant for you to understand these things that have really happened back then, now, not later, not earlier. Okay, right now is the time. You're ready for this. It's time for you to go ahead and put yourself in that prize position. Okay, I just hear this. For somebody here, this was about a decision of whether or not you're going to put your daddy in a old folks home, in some sort of convalescent home or something like that. But all the guilt of, yeah, but my dad is all I have and all that junk. Yeah, this was to help you let go of all that. It's unnecessary. Like now that you understand the truth, I'm not sure how you understood the truth. I'm not sure who told you or if you found something, because somebody, I feel like you found some documents, and there's been some shame and guilt, because it's time for you to live your life, baby. You've been trying to carry on in your and taking care of him like your mother would have. Yeah, but you've got some new perspectives coming in, because something that you felt guilty and responsible for was not your fault. And now you free yourself from it. So thank you for being here. Until next time, sending you so much love and peace and happiness. 감사합니다. And gracias. Later, baby. That's all, folks. And I'm out.